The formative years of your child's visual development are super critical to the visual resolution that they get stuck with as an adult. It could make all the difference between your child being able to legally drive, be a fighter pilot, and disqualify them from a whole host of occupations in life. Now, making sure that your child's vision is developing normally is a job that eye care professionals like us optometrists take super seriously. But we do depend on parents bringing in their babies and their kids for their early years eye examinations. In this video, I'm going to address a common question that we get asked often, and that is, how old do my kids need to be before they get their first eye examination? The answer and the reasons might surprise you. Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm Optometrist Martin Aguzi. If you're new here, then this channel is dedicated to helping you see better, see more comfortably, and helping you to keep your eyes precious. Now, the best way to help the channel out is by subscribing, liking, and sharing this video as well. Now, from the outset, it's important to understand the value that comes from early years eye examinations. Babies aren't born with fully developed visual function. Instead, their eyes and their visual resolution will develop in response to the world around them throughout the early years. Now, there is consensus in the research that much of the development stops round about the age of 8, and we call this stage of development the plastic period, with some anecdotal evidence that this plastic period extends a little bit further for some people. So what is the plastic period? Well, it's a window of time that your baby's developing visual system is able to be influenced by their optics, the environment, and therapies to stimulate visual decline or improvement. What this means in practical terms is that between the parent and the eye care professional, everything must be done to ensure that any barriers to the child's visual ability to develop correctly are removed. It also means that any developmental problems caused within this plastic period have a better chance of being treated before they can cause lasting damage to the child's sight. In my experience, one of the primary reasons that parents leave the eye examination so long is their concern that valuable information can't be obtained from their child because they can't read. So parents either don't want to be a bother to the eye care professionals, or they imagine that their child will be put through a grueling examination that they just won't be ready for. And neither of these should be a concern in the care of a competent professional. Later on, I'll touch on why this is and how to choose the type of eye care professional that your child should be taken to for their first eye examination. So when should your child's first eye examination be? Well, the recommendations will vary slightly depending on where you are in the world. Here in the UK, where I live and work, most practitioners follow the National Health Service's recommendation for examination intervals. Now, below the age of 6 months, your child's eyes will be screened under the newborn eye examination program, and any follow-up examinations for their general well-being and development will take place as well at the same time. And these visual checks are usually done by a pediatrician and are critical for checking things like the initial alignment of the eyes and ruling out any congenital eye defects which may be present within the first few months of life. Now, once your child approaches 1 year of age, your child is ready for a more detailed eye examination that can take place by an optometrist in primary eye care or an orthoptist as well. Now, it's important to say that yes, this is obviously a very young age for a baby to have any kind of adult eye examinations, but you can rest assured that no young child or baby will be put through a grueling eye examination by a competent optometrist. The aim of eye examinations at this age is for your optometrist to satisfy themselves that everything is developing normally with your child's eye and their visual development as well. Now, it is important to note that not all optometric practices will be equipped to accept very young children. So it's advisable to find a practice and a specialist that is willing to see your child or is a specialist in pediatric eye care or developmental optometry. Beyond their first birthday, regular eye examinations are advised every 1 to 2 years by the National Health Service in the UK, and also I believe in much of America as well. Now, these checkups are especially important if there's a familial history of eye problems or visual problems are suspected from early examinations. Now, when your child nears school age, and certainly by the age of around about 4 to 5 years old, I find that they can do most of the adult tests comfortably and they're ready for more detailed examinations. Now this age, they may well be having vision screening done at school as well, but please don't consider this a replacement for the eye examination done by the optometrist or the ophthalmologist. Eye examinations at this age is particularly important for catching any issues that might affect their learning and their development while they are starting out at school. So it's important to have examinations during this time, because it's also halfway through the plastic period of visual development. So this gives us a good scope of time to manage any visual development problems that may be found before they become a permanent problem. Now, preparing your child for their eye examination can help ensure that the process goes really smoothly. So here are a few tips that you might want to take advantage of. First of all, find a practice that is age appropriate. If your child is under the age of 3, you may want to find a specialist developmental optometrist to examine them if your family practice doesn't come across as being confident with dealing with children of that age. Attend when your child can perform well. So try to book an appointment at a time where your child is usually in a good mood, particularly a time after they've had a nap or something like that. Bring a comforter along. Now, bring along a favorite toy or blanket can really be helpful when your child needs comforting or soothing, especially if they have to have drops put into their eyes, which might make them feel quite grumpy. And prepare your child. If they're old enough, explain to them in simple terms what will happen at the eye examination. Sometimes using a child's cartoon like Peppa Pig's first eye examination may be a useful video to watch and talk to them about before you have the test done. Pack some snacks. Now, a light snack can be helpful and can be a helpful tool in your armory to keep your child occupied. If there's a long wait, perhaps if they've had drops in and it takes about 25 minutes or so to work, then giving them a snack can help them to keep them occupied. Don't worry. Often parents may worry that their kids may be too much of a challenge for the optometrist and either start to display signs of panicking themselves or being overly apologetic for their child. There really isn't any need to worry, as your eye care professional will likely have seen it all before and will have a range of options for dealing with even the most challenging of cases, including referrals if necessary. Now, in summary, regular eye examinations are a must for maintaining your child's eye health. They're crucial for early detection of any potential visual issues that might arise. And if you have any concerns about your child's vision at any stage, it's always important to consult with your optometrist or a pediatrician. If problems are found, then your child can be referred to a secondary eye care specialist like an orthoptist for more detailed pediatric examination and further management if needed. So even if your optometrist isn't fully equipped to manage any problems, they will be able to detect whether further referral is needed. The important thing to remember is that if you suspect a problem or your child hasn't been examined within the stated period of time that we've talked about here, then don't feel that your child isn't ready to be examined. The fortunate reality is that as eye care professionals, we encounter many adults that have to live with less than average good vision in at least one eye because a problem with their eyes and their vision wasn't detected early enough in life. Remember also that early detection can make all the difference in your child's visual and their broader developmental outcomes. Let me know in the comment section whether you've struggled with the question of whether your child is ready for their first eye examination. Also, whether this video has cleared that up for you at all. Thanks so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel if you got value from this. Liking and sharing this video also helps us out a lot as well. Do check out the links to references and resources in the description box below, and I'd love for you to check out one of the other recommended videos on this page that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy.